Hello there, dear listener. We hope you're enjoying this lovely discussion. If you're not already aware, this show is part of a podcast network called KWAZ Radio. A Pan-African Nationalist and Garveyite network come to showcasing the rich and varied thoughts of African people. We have an exciting lineup of shows that we think you'll enjoy, including
the Peter Medlin Podcast.
I think black people require too much buy-in. Like, we constantly have to sell black people on things that are beneficial to black people.
The Pro-Black Perspective Podcast.
I'm fearful that our people are not really studying how to get ahead, and we're kind of, continually staying behind.
The Harsh Reality Podcast.
It really don't matter. I think people so dumbed down, it wouldn't matter what you reveal to them. They still are in the matrix. They're in the simulation. They're going to keep doing what they did. They lemmings. So it really don't matter.
The Learning Curve Podcast.
Sexual access has never given you economic empowerment. The only person who has ever been economically empowered by a sexual relationship is the wasp and his woman.
The Cathedral Cheek Show.
When we start rising up to fight for our own, I guarantee you they'll stop doing what they're doing. I guarantee you they would have let their brother go. They was waiting to see what black folks was going to do.
Brother Bakari Podcast.
Black people love to claim folks that hate them, right? They are slave masters, and they are ashamed of who they really are.
The Forecast Radio.
Like, if you come to the same deity as, like, your enemy, and that God blesses your enemy more than you may want to reconsider who you're praying to,
And Tanzan, African Mind.
Because generally a welcoming of everyone. Sometimes to my consternation, I think that they should be less, welcoming.
If you love our podcast network, we would be grateful if you could rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on social media, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and check out our website at www.kwazradio.com for more information. Thank you for tuning in. And now, back to the program.
Peace, family. You're tuning into the Pro-Black Perspective on KWAZ Radio. Let me give you guys the right screen. Maybe this is the right screen. We're going to be looking through my X account. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to try to do this in, let me put a timer, like probably 30 to 1 hour. Because I heard this brother doing a 30-minute podcast. It was wild, but but I'm gonna see if I can do that too. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put on a timer. We're gonna put it on for 30 minutes, and then we're gonna get on with it. All right. So here's the thing. We're talking about this Twitter account. So basically, you know what it is. I wrote this book called Uangalifu. That's probably the latest news you're gonna get. So far, pretty good. I haven't sold too many copies this month, the month of April. So for the last 7 days, I sold 3 copies. Okay, and I'll show you guys this. Boom. This is this month. Now this is my sales for the whole last 30 days. You can see the book was released around here. So most of these are Uangalifu. Some of them aren't, but you could tell that I haven't been pulling out, big bucks. You can see I haven't been selling books even before this. You know what I'm saying? I think this was a random Book of Power sale. So shout out to whoever bought that. Actually, I think I know who bought that. So shout out to that brother, Anthony McPhail. But yeah, other than that, this month sold 3 copies of Uangalifu. 1 copy of I Can Be a Nation Builder. I haven't been really selling these. And 1 copy of Pan-African Wisdom, Ancient Ancestors. Haven't really been selling this either. So shout out to everybody who's been purchasing books. But that's 5 books. About $23. It is what it is, It is what it is. They say if you want to hide something from black folk, put it in a book. So I'm just hiding this shit from y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm just hiding this from y'all. If you want to get the book, obviously you can get it on Amazon. Both, you can even get it on Kindle. Okay, so the Kindle is about $10 cheaper, right? $11 cheaper for you, but you obviously don't get the paperback. So far, my book has 0 stars, I think. Yeah, 0 stars, no ratings. But feedback I've been getting is pretty damn good. So, and of course I know it's great because I wrote it. But other than that, let's get on to the podcast. So, like I said, you could get this one. This is a little description. It rejects profit over people, proletariat over bourgeoisie. It says instead security over insecurity, necessities, securities over luxuries. And I think that's a really important idea that we don't really get too often, right? It's this idea that I'll tell you this way. I'll put it this way: the language I'm using here about necessities and securities is a language that everybody has already known. So actually, I think I'm gonna try to pull that up real quick. Like I said, I'm really trying to press for time. I'm trying to do for only 30 minutes. I'm probably not gonna get that. But right here, you see this? This is a really important quote. It says, page 210 of Malcolm X's autobiography, depending on what copy you have, obviously. But he says, look, this is Malcolm X, not me. He says, I was seeing in real life the same point made in a joke that during the 1964 presidential campaign, Jet magazine reported that Senator Barry Goldwater had told somewhere. It was that a white man, a Negro, and a Jew were given one wish each. The white man asked for securities, the Negro asked for a lot of money, the Jew asked for some imitation jewelry, and that colored boy's address. Basically what this is saying is this. There's a difference between securities and money. Securities could be your food, clothing, shelter, your consciousness, but also, right, it could be your weaponry. What secures you in life? What materially secures you in life? That's what this white boy is asking for. And you just asking for money. Now, when you read my book, you're going to pick up on, and I've told you guys this before, you're going to pick up on this idea of parsimony, where it's like money first, securities first, or necessities first, but that could be securities, okay? So securities first, money second, luxuries last. And you could kind of see how this white boy is saying, look, you got to get securities first. That's the most important thing. I'm telling you. All right, but I don't want to give you guys too much. I don't want to keep preaching to y'all about the book. Let's just go on. So this is my brother right here, Pouvoir 87. He says, look, there's no room for activism or organizing in Cameroon. Maybe I shouldn't be... Maybe I shouldn't read this. I don't know why you tweet this. But he says, look, it's a deeply repressive state. Any hint of opposition to the CPDM ruler class gets dealt with by lethal force. So-called fair elections an illusion. Only one way against that's their status quo, right? Now, here's the thing. I want people to understand, if this is the political conditions in which you find yourself, right, don't go to that country. Or even if you don't go to that country, don't agitate in that country. Like, for instance, I hear that Tanzania is pretty repressive, too. I hear that it's pretty repressive with lethal force and all that kind of stuff. So if that's the case, what you have to do is you either have to go into the major political party, try to change from within, or just live your life peacefully in the country and then try to, manipulate other countries that you're not in. And I'm taking this from Nkrumah's playbook, okay? Kwame Nkrumah, however you say it, right? Kwame Nkrumah, he was saying in his book, Guerrilla Warfare, which I think is one of the 12 books you got to go read, he was saying, look, have zones of liberation, zones where you are safe. Otherwise, there's no point, right? And again, remember, security is the most important thing you got. So understanding the world is the second best thing you can do. Changing it is the first. So this is a video. This is a picture. He says, look, a Vietnamese teenager, right? This is a teenager, buttons up her mother's blouse after she was sexually assaulted by American GIs. Okay? You're like, oh, that sucks. They were gunned down moments after this photo was taken. My Lai Massacre, Vietnam, March 16, 1968. You got to understand who you're dealing with. You got to understand the world. This is it. Another one. The lenders are slim, but am I looking at replies? Yeah, I'm looking at replies. The lenders are slim. The lenders are slim, but the borrowers are fat. So these are the lenders. You see, they're all tall and skinny, right? Matter of fact, I need to get my lending body up. And these are the borrowers, And this is the problem, because what you're supposed to be doing is, again, you got to be talking about security. Okay, you got to be talking. Because like when you look at these two lists, you ask yourself, who has the more secure job between these two groups of people? Who is focused on their national security between these two people? Who is focused on their people's security between these two people? These two groups of people. And again, it's not the world's white versus black. It's not, the whole world hates black people, blah, blah, blah. It is very simply one group has better governance than the other. One group has better leadership than the other. And not better leadership like objectively better in a sense, but subjectively better, right? This guy is looking out for his Canadian, he's looking out for Canada. He's looking out for particularly the Canadian elite particularly, but he's looking out for Canadians, right? This guy's looking after his family. Okay, I don't know who this person is. Maybe I should have just poked out some random person. But what I'm saying is that a lot of these people are looking after their families. Okay, not that I don't know this guy. I think I do. But anyway, here's another one. And here's the thing about white folk or the white lower class. It's like, shut the fuck up. You're stupid, right? But anyway, this guy says the world's bleakest map, total fertility rates by nation. Okay? Now here's the thing about this map. You're jealous of the wrong things. So they say total fertility from 2020 to 2025, a median variant projection. But they're like this. How many lives births per woman, right? And 2 is a good number. 2 is a good number. 3 is a good number. So this country right here, actually a lot of these countries are pretty good. These are 3 is a good number of kids per woman, right? 2 is a good number. Less than 2 is okay. It's not great, but it's less than, but these white people, but like some people, like some of these numbers are 6.5 to 7. And I mean, that's a little bit on the extreme, honestly. But it is what it is. But these white folk are oh my gosh, blah, blah. And it's like, stop comparing yourself to people who are like stop comparing yourself. 6 births a woman is huge. 1.5 is actually a decent number. Per woman is decent. What's more, you have huge populations already. So the world's bleakest map, total fertility rates by nations. Let me see how I'm doing for time. Let me see. I got 20 more minutes. Let me see if oh shoot, hold on a second. All right, so Kofi's here. Shout out to Kofi. Kofi, let me know how you enjoying the book of not the book of Uangalifu. You already know. So this is some lady. Sometimes I just be clowning folk. She says, I never liked the idea of every older person in our community automatically being considered an elder who has wisdom to bestow upon us. Some people are just as foolish and naive in their older years as they were in their youth. And it's like, lady, you don't like the idea. I don't know if it's actually a lady, actually, but it might be. But it's like, you don't like the idea you made up? You know what I mean? Like nobody says you being older makes you an elder. And that's the thing about a lot of us. Like, we lost so much. We lost so much culture. We don't get it. But anyway, so this is another one. It says someone attempted to burn a McDonald's Big Mac, and this was the result. Basically, you couldn't burn the Big Mac. Then, of course, I made a stupid joke. So check this out. This is my house. For those of you who, I don't know how you found this page and don't know my YouTube. But this is my house right here. It says, this is my house, though. I'm not trying to show the windows like that. Although I might have showed some windows anyway, because you could tell too many damn stalkers. But how high the roof is, and it's already paid for. It's already paid for. Try to show off this house real quick. So this is my living room. See, TV. This is my dining room. One thing I'm trying to do, and see I have this faucet. This is my kitchen. I'm really trying not to show off the window, although people who are really observant can probably see. Check this out. You see how high these ceilings are? Damn, that echo. How high the ceilings are. It's pretty good. This is the weird little guest bathroom. They don't have, I don't have a guest though, so this is the empty guest room. Comes under the window. This is my son's bedroom. It's a toilet. You got a child. This is my bedroom. I'm not trying to show off any windows, so you're not really gonna see much. Got my underwear. This is my toilet. This is my office. You see, I have 2 damn screens, and then this is my guest bathroom. And that's it. Yeah, so some of you motherfuckers who know the layout. Try to show off this house real quick. Some of y'all is probably like, oh, I know where you at right now. Y'all about to run some bullets in my motherfucking. Who did I want to? Did you pay the bribe? Yeah, I paid the bribe to get more land. You already know. It is what it is. KDB on 7 says 2.1 is the minimum for replacement. Yeah, exactly. It's like yeah, you know what I mean. But like yeah, so I guess 2.1 is a good number. I guess he's saying that white boys. What was it? He was saying white boys. But see, another thing is this too. Like you live so if you live this long, like your population. Yeah, I guess your population is gonna die out eventually. If you're not really giving births like that. But it's like I don't like these white people are just sweating things that don't make no sense. Because here's the thing: if your children have a high mortality rate, right, you're gonna have a higher fertility rate. You get what I'm saying? Like if my son right now, he's gonna live to adulthood. Let's put it that way. A lot of people, like if you hear this is the Congo, right? If you in the Congo, you're not finna like you don't know your son's gonna live to adulthood. Or like they said about like Palestine over here. A lot of Palestinians have a lot of kids, right? They are replacing themselves a lot because they know they next to Israel. They know that they're not gonna have a long they might not live to adulthood. You know, so if you're you gotta look at it from a scientific perspective, right? If you are an individual, like if your goal for having children is continuing your bloodline, continuing your lineage, right? Then, and I'm not saying that's your goal, I'm just saying if that was your goal, right? If that's your goal, continuing your individual lineage, right? You know, the more kids you have, I mean, if most kids aren't reaching to adulthood, you need to have several kids. Because here's another thing too about kids. When you get older, they're the ones who look after you. You get what I'm saying? Like you could say what you want, right? Before my mother passed away, I was like, I'm not gonna say I was taking care of her, but like I was taking her to like let's just say at one point I had to save her life. Put it that way. Okay? At one point I had to save her life. All right? Now obviously it didn't last forever. You can't save somebody's life forever. But the point is that more or less you don't that's what it comes full circle. You take care, your parents take care of you, you take care of them. Okay? It comes full circle. But here's the thing, if these people had 1.5 children or one child, a woman, right? Africa would be barren. Because if they don't live to adulthood, it'd be barren. But here, like I said, in America actually has a good number, 2 to 2.5. So they were replicated. They're replicated. They're good, right? With that said, because like not too many countries even have yellow. Like this country. I'm not saying this country. Canada. This is Spain, and this is Portugal. This is Italy. So some of them do have that low yellow. But a lot of countries are, borderline, and that's okay. Like I can tell you all about my lineage. I got several brothers. None of them have children. And I only have one child. So, this line, I got maroon blood in me. I told y'all I was descended from Queen Anne and all that, right? That line, I mean, I have my son, but besides my son, that's it. Until I have more children. So this good, and the thing is this too, I'll tell y'all the truth. My grandfather, he was an engineer. Okay, he was an engineer. He was an intellectual. They used to call him a smart guy back in Jamaica. So like I come from a lineage of intelligent people. And it's gonna be gone with me and my son. Now, what I'm gonna do with my son, I'm gonna try to set him up with a good woman down here, and of course I'm gonna tell him, look, we have some more children. And me personally, I'm trying to have more children. My lady's in the next room waiting to have more children. You understand? But we can't talk much about that. So it's a 6 woman is huge. I'm not saying don't do that, but like, for average, everybody having 6 kids, come on. That don't make no damn sense, but it is what it is. So we're going through, this is my house. He said, do you pay tribute? Yeah, I did. So this is a joke that this guy made. He said, Elon Musk reveals the prototype of SpaceX headquarters in Mars. Just kidding, it's a railway station in Nanchang, China. Look, you gotta understand, this is what I'm trying to tell people. Forget that Afro-pessimism, the world is anti-black. No, shut the fuck up. The world is about science and engineering. If you're not a scientist, if you're not an engineer, right, nobody gives a shit. Okay? Nobody gives a shit about you. Basically, you know, and matter of fact, I want y'all to understand that. In fact, I can't say because, you know, brother just told me about, you know, social engineering type stuff. But I want to say this. Alton Maddox used to tell me. He said, you're either an engineer or you're a thing, something like that. But like basically, he was like, you gotta be. I think he said social engineering too. I mean, I don't know because I might be biased from my conversation just now. But the whole point is that you have to start talking about engineering your life, changing your life, being. Making a difference, making your family yourself. I think that was the last thing I tweeted, right? No, I guess I tweeted something. Oh yeah, here. Changing the world. You got to change it. Science is understanding. Engineering is changing. When people say that humans are the alpha predators, right? Or the apex predators, they're talking about humans that engineer. That humans that engineer solutions. If you're not a part of engineering solutions, that's why people are going to treat you like shit. And it's not me telling you this. This is wisdom from way back. Matter of fact, I think, because again, I'm trying to rush, but I think it was Carter G. Woodson. Let's see. You can't control a man's thinking. So make sure y'all go and read Carter G. Woodson. I mean, go read my book. I'm gonna stop telling y'all to go read other books. No, I'm not gonna tell y'all that. But go read my book, but also read Carter G. Woodson. I think he says something about, this is a good quote. I like this quote, but again, I'm pressed for time, so you guys can pause when you're ready. I mean, you know, rewind, and when you rewind, gang, y'all can pause and read the quote. What is this? First place, bear in mind, the Negro has never been educated. No. There's a quote. Shit, it's hard to find. Maybe this one, but nah, he's talking about sojourners. Maybe it was Frederick Douglass, honestly. Let's see. I know y'all saying, how could you mistake Frederick Douglass and thing? Let's see. I can't find it. Carter, blacks are the only ones who take our children. So let's see. How do you spell sojourn? Okay, here. Yes, Frederick Douglass. He says, look, it is vain. Again, we talk about engineers, right? It is vain that we talk of being men if we do not do the work of men. We must become valuable to society. That's engineers, scientists, in other departments of industry than those servile ones from which we are rapidly being excluded. Again, he's talking about the AI replacing you already. This is Frederick Douglass. This is Frederick Douglass. This was during slavery. He's talking about the AI reproducing you. And I know you're saying, no, he's not talking about AI. There's no way he's talking about AI. There's no fucking computers at that time. Yeah. Even Karl Marx, Frederick Douglass, Martin Luther King Jr., you read anybody who has any damn sense, and of course everybody back then understood, they're saying the machines are replacing the humans. When the cotton gin comes out, they were saying the machines are replacing humans. So what he's saying is you must become valuable to society in other departments of industry than those servile ones from which we are rapidly being excluded. Everybody saw the writing on the wall, but you still playing around, and we're going to see that. I just wish I had more time than freaking 30 minutes, but I mean, I do have more time, but you know, it is what it is. He says, we must show that we can do as well as they, when we can build as well as live in houses, when we can make as well as wear shoes, when we can produce as well as consume wheat, corn, rye, and then we shall become valuable to society. Now here's this. Here's the kicker here. In Africa, you do all this. The house I just showed off to y'all, that was built by African people. Not a one white person had a hand in this house. And it's a good looking house. Okay? Not one white person had a hand in this house. Period. Okay? Maybe they produced the fan, I ain't gonna hold you. But and not even like white, maybe like Arab or some shit, or Chinese or some shit. But still. But like as far as like building the house, the structure, the workers, they were all black. So he says, society is a hard-hearted affair. With it, the helpless man. Oh shit! All right, so my internet, my power just went out. So y'all probably can't even hear me now. Shit! Well, let me see if you can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Yeah, okay, y'all can hear me. My power just went out, so it is what it is. Luckily, my computer is not plugged in, so I can still keep going. But that's another thing that happens. You know, you there bragging about how good Africa is. You're like, yeah, man, yo. Not one white person powers out. But that happens, you know. But you see, you got to appreciate that too. Because, again, it's about engineering solutions. See, because when the power goes out, who do you turn to? Because, see, they don't turn to no white person. You see what I'm saying? They don't turn to no white person. So even though it's not great, right? Wait, can y'all hear me? So even though it's not great, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like you don't. I could have had a generator. I could have got solar power. I could have got a battery backup, but I didn't do that yet because I had other stuff to build at this point in time. Okay, I had other stuff to build. So, but like that's another reason why it's harder to build institutions here because you got other things to build. But anyway, let's keep going. Society is a hard-hearted. I mean, you gotta set yourself up first before you start setting up the community. That's what I'm saying. So and so the trouble with us as a people generally is that we don't set ourselves up. Okay, we don't set ourselves up, and then but even if like I'll put it this way, I met who is it? Fred Hampton Jr. and he was like, look, he was his father, part of the Black Panther, Fred Hampton. He was like they didn't have food in their fridge, but they was feeding the neighborhood, and it told me a long time ago. Organization advantages its membership, otherwise it's misorganization. If you are not getting benefits from your organization, you are being misorganized. So my thing is this, I want to organize people, absolutely, but first I got to get my shit together. I got to get my family together. So you see how this blackout, if I had my power still on, because I'll tell y'all this, I was going through, like one time there was a blackout here in Tanzania, and I was walking, just on the street, and the only place that had power was this big ass church. I'll tell you this: everybody wanted to go to that church all of a sudden. Okay, you gotta be that person who says, "Look, I got my shit together," and I'm telling you to get your shit together. So again, I didn't do the power thing because I had other concerns. I had the water and all that other type of shit to get done. But I got it done. But I was also kind of not sweating the power because I was like, I got everything digital. No, I got everything wireless. But obviously it's embarrassing. So he says, look, society is a hard-hearted affair. With it, the helpless may expect no higher dignity than that of paupers. The individual must lay society under obligation to him, or society will honor him only as a stranger and a sojourner. This is African Americans in a nutshell. Okay? Now, granted, African Americans are doing much better than they were 50 years ago. But this is African Americans in a nutshell. No higher dignity, and the power came back, but no higher dignity than what have you. So I'm gonna plug it back in so I can get my mic going instead of my computer. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And of course I'm probably not gonna do only 30 minutes because then it's gonna be finished in like 2 seconds. But actually, matter of fact, y'all let me know. I figure y'all won't tell me to just do 30 minutes. That's as mean as a motherfucker. But let me see if my mic is back. So let's go back to the mic. Make sure that it's the correct mic inside. All right. So back to the reality. Whoop, there goes gravity, right? No, I'm just messing. Eminem. All right, South Korea has a 0.6 birth weight. They are done. Yeah, hopefully. I mean, look, South Koreans are motherfucking stupid. Again, this is why I have my, like this brother's reading my book and he's like, oh, I see what happened in South Korea. I mean, he already knew. But what I'm saying is that he's like, yup, that's the South Korea, that's the solution that South Korea needs to adopt. Now, I'm not giving South Korea the solution. I'm giving y'all, but it is what it is. So this person says, do you agree? Fuck NATO. NATO's a North Atlantic terrorist organization. Absolutely. This is a white lady. She says, who tells her that the quality is not only determined by the price, but also by the fact that secure China now produces better quality products. So here's what she says. About 7 years ago, basically China drove down the prices to levels in which virtually no American company can compete.
Because China flooded the market with solar panels, drove down the prices to levels at which virtually no American company could compete. This company went bankrupt. I intend to talk to the Chinese when I visit about overcapacity in some of these industries.
So like what I just told y'all was basically you can get cheap, dirt cheap solar panels from China because China's overproducing and now they want to sell it. That's the and so when I just said the power went out, I could have better power if I just buy from China. And I'm thinking about it. I just don't know. I'm just thinking about it. I mean, I would prefer if we built it, but again, preferences mean what? You know what I mean? Preferences mean what in reality? Like you prefer a woman with Nash who's a rocket scientist, okay? But you know, like, you know, what are the odds you're gonna find a woman with? I mean, not what are the odds, but you know what I'm saying. Like preferences mean what? You got to do the real life. So let me see. This is probably nothing important. He says, look, wow, I just discovered Chairman Mao is secretly Jewish, right? And I think this is actually an interesting conversation. So I'm gonna zoom into it for a second. We're gonna make it load. I kind of want to show off my internet. Yeah, it's not that bad. So look, he says communism is entirely Jewish, and the guy says, according to anti-communists, communism is both a Judeo-Bolshevik conspiracy to take over the world, but also inherently anti-Semitic for some reason, depending on which one makes communism look bad to your target audience. So I say, look, you gotta look into it. Are many leading communist Jews, and was communism anti-Judaism? Right? Marx was nominally anti-Judaism and a Jew. One can make a list. Instead of dismissing things outright, investigate for yourself. So again, I actually think this is a pretty interesting concept. You know, and it's like something that you kind of pick up on as you research and read. This was another one right here. Let me see if it was. Oh yeah, so people were saying, look at this song that these motherfucking Nas. I hate Nas. I ain't gonna hold you guys. I know. My brother has. My brother thinks that Nas is the best, one of the best rappers. But man, I hate Nas. This is Mike is back, but it has an echo. Does it still have an echo? Hold on a second. YouTube is not recording. What? It says error. YouTube is not. Hold on a second. I gotta see what this error says. It's not receiving enough video to maintain a smooth stream. As such, viewers would experience buffering. My fault. It is what it is. Is it still echoing? I mean, I gotta. I wonder if I got both mics on. But all right, I gotta just. All right, let me switch to the other mic then. I'll just switch to the other mic. The internal mic. Let's see. Can you guys hear me now? You guys hear me? All right. So you guys can still hear me. Maybe it's less echo. But all right. So what I was saying was, let's go with this. So somebody says distant relevant. We could have talked about it now. He's like, look, plant a flag on the moon and can't find food for the starving tummies. Pay no mind to the youth because it's not like the future depends on it. But save the animals in the zoo because the chimpanzee, they make big money. Okay, and it's like, okay, what does that mean exactly? So I'm like, look, man, moon versus hunger, right? The moon is a display of technology. Like, you being able to travel to the moon is big thing. Okay? You being able to, I got 40 seconds left. You being able to travel to the moon is a big thing. Okay? Because it means that you can launch a rocket equipped with people to another, to a very, very distant location. Basically, it means you can launch a rocket that will land anywhere on the planet. Right? That it's so freaking fast that it can exit the planet's gravitational pull. Right? It's like if somebody could throw a rock into space, you'd be like, damn, that's a good motherfucking arm you got. Right? That's what going to the moon means. Hunger doesn't make, like, why would somebody feed your children? That's the thing that people don't understand. Nobody has to feed your children but you. You see my son? He's out there. Nobody has to feed him. Nobody has an obligation to feed him. Anyway, that's my alarm going off. What is that? All right. So I'm probably going to try to wrap this up. But, yeah, nobody has to feed your children but you. Right? And he says, youth are the future. Again, your youth aren't there. Like you look at the freaking map. You think if I'm sitting here, living here in the United States, right, that I think that these children are my future? Well, that fucking makes sense. You think here in the United States, I'm worried about improving the lives of these children, feeding these children and making them bigger and better and badder if I'm living in the United States, if I'm a white boy living in the United States. Now, me as an African, yes, absolutely, I want these children to do better. But these boys, so what are you singing as? Why don't you feed the kids? You feed your fucking kids, stupid. You feed your kids. Next one, zoos are for money. Yeah, because the whole point of business, I don't think I put this in this book, but the whole point of business is to turn $100 into $1,000. Okay? The whole point of business is to turn $100 into $1,000. If you are not turning $100 into $1,000, you're fucking crazy. I mean, the only time you shouldn't turn $100 into $1,000 is if you already have $1,000. If you already have $1,000, then you can afford to spend $100 on $100. You see what I'm saying? You could afford to spend $100 on $100. But if you don't, then you're fucking crazy. Put it that way, right? Profit can be reinvested. If a zoo is profitable, then get a damn zoo and make a damn profit, and then you can feed your family. You can feed your kids. So he says, why would Whitey forsake his technology and money to feed your children? He doesn't like you. He doesn't owe you. Right? So we're going to try to just jump through. He says, what's preventing the 99% from overthrowing the 1%? The 99 fucking percent. Anyway, this white lady said she don't like the fact that my windows in my house look like a fucking prison. I'm like, yeah, it's true. I ain't gonna hold you. But here's the thing. I said, look, y'all saw that in my video? I said, but they do shit they're different here. You get a big fence and iron over your windows and locks on your doors. Crime rate is low, but you gotta act like crime is high. You know, you barely notice after the first day though. Like, I'm not really looking at my window in 5 seconds like, oh my gosh. No, I'm just like, I'm gonna shit. Because as long as nobody can come into your house, what the fuck you care? You know? If somebody's climbing at your walls, you take out your firearm and shoot them in the face. That's it. Like if somebody's fucking with your windows, just shoot them in the face. Pretty much. How are you gonna show us around and not straighten up for us? This is my brother Carl Hezekiah. No, that's what he calls himself on this book, on this thing. He's what do you call himself on the podcast? But yeah, he's on Bit of Medicine podcast. He's a good brother. And all that jazz. So he says, I stopped cleaning when I got here. Like, I'm telling you guys, I stopped cleaning when I got here. It's one of the rare days when no one is home in the middle of the night. Earlier video had the sunshine from the windows. Basically, in order to not show you guys the windows, I kind of like recorded at night so that you see less light on the floor. You know what I mean? Reflection. My brother D Webb, he's from the Harsh Reality podcast, also from Hip Hop High Society. So you guys check him out. He says might have to take a trip and check out the scene. Yeah, I got a custom made house with an office. You know, this is my sister Lero. She said she's doing me a goat. I'm finna buy her a goat. If y'all want to chip in and buy Lero a goat too, let me know. But this brother Blaze asked if I bought or rented. It's like, I built this shit, boys. I built it. The jar was grass. It was grass. I built it. And I'm not gonna say I built it. My wife built it. Well, I built it. I gave her the money. She made sure. Because the thing is this, I'll tell y'all the truth. They charge you more if you afford it. You know what I mean? They probably charge her a buttload or whatever, a boatload. But even so, like they would have charged me more just because they're like, hey, let me get my come up off of this American. So this is I almost said sister. Damn, shoot. Kofi here too. Kofi gonna be like shit. But anyway, this is a mathematical how to solve polynomial equations. You guys can just pause or just download it. Somebody did say this was useless if you just know the some Newton equation. I can't even name it, but like some Newton equation. But that's pretty cool. This was this lady, she was living under a rock for some reason. I wish I could have poor taste of both. Oh yeah, somebody asked if my brother son of Ojamare asked if I got me a nice looking Tanzanian woman, and for damn sure. See, I blocked the account that he was talking about, African Hub, but he was like, this is how women from Tanzania look like, and it's like, ain't never lied. Although my lady's darker, so I like that. But yeah, shit. You understand? It is what it is. But I said, look, I wish it wasn't poor taste to both. To show off your lady. I wish it wasn't poor taste, but because it's poor taste, I'm not gonna do it. But I might, I don't know. So it's like it's the idea of saying, oh yeah. So this brother was talking about. I was talking about how they think. Let's see. What's next? This is a video. I kind of want y'all to see this video, but I guess I can't. You really have to grab some random model and dress it up. Basically, this white is saying, oh no, AI is racist, and if AI is racist, how are we going to so on and so forth? We can't give AI racist data. There's so much racist data out there, like black people tolerate more pain, and blah, 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 and it's going to mess up AI for us. Like, shut the fuck up and build your own shit, lady. You're just a fucking model, honestly. But anyway, I'm just going to keep going. U.S. is willing to sacrifice. So this is Ukraine women going to the front. I'm like dead women walking. And then this is my brother. Oh, yeah, my brother from another mother. Captain Ibrahim Traore. Getting new missiles from Russia. But he's getting new missiles. And he's just, doing what he got to do. But I think that's pretty much the whole podcast. Maybe this one. Oh, yeah, somebody was showing. Oh, yeah. NATO is pan-Europeanism. I'll just say that. Oh, another one is this.
If you're hiding your lady from other ladies, you're wasting her time. Okay? So be bold, be upfront. Tell people you're married. Tell people you're married. I gotta, gotta shout that out. I knew there was Pan-Europeanism. You already know. All right, boss. Bosses, we're good. We're 40 minutes. Appreciate everybody for coming through. I see KD down 7, and I see Kofi. Hopefully you guys. I know Kofi caught in Uangalifu. I know KD around 7 probably gonna cop it. In the coming days. But I appreciate everybody for stopping by. And I want to try to do shorter podcasts. Oh, matter of fact, check out my brother Bakari. He's about to go on. Oh, maybe he already went on. I'm not too sure. But check him out. And other than that, I'm about to go on to Brother Bakari's show, matter of fact. So, other than that, Shem Hotep, I'll do John, Sagat Neb, Amen Ma'at, Dua, Lecture.